In March 2024, Anthropic company released Claude 3 large language models. Claude 3 indicated higher intelligence than OpenAI ChatGPT-4 and Google Gemini. This created huge interest in technical communities. In this video, I dive into details of Claude 3 for a beginner user. I will review features of Claude family of models, how to get access to it, tips for chatting with Claude, capabilities of Claude to process images, and finally some tips for using images to interact with Claude. Please like to help others can also watch and learn from this video. Subscribe to my channel to follow future contents on the latest AI innovations. Welcome to an exciting glimpse into the future of AI, brought to you by Anthropic's groundbreaking technology. Meet Claude, a dynamic family of large language models, or LLMs for short, developed by Anthropic. The journey began with Claude 1, introduced in March 2023. Shortly after, Claude 2 made its debut in July 2023. Fast forward to March 2024, and we welcomed the latest member, Claude 3, along with its specialized family models. Claude 3 is not just one model, but a family, featuring Haiku, Sonnet, and Opus. Each model is designed with unique capabilities to understand and generate human-like text, pushing the boundaries of what AI can achieve. This tailored approach ensures that you, the user, have the power to choose. Whether your priority is unmatched intelligence, lightning-fast speed, or cost efficiency, Claude have a solution that fits. As we can see in the diagram, Opus model provides highest intelligence, but it has a low speed, is the most expensive. Opus is the best for complex tasks. Haiku has the lowest intelligence, the fastest speed. It is the least expensive model and well-suited to fast responses. Sonnet offers a balance of intelligence and speed. It is recommended for enterprise workloads. Anthropic has presented 4 major application areas for Claude models. These include advanced reasoning, vision analysis, code generation, and multilingual processing. In this video, we will cover basics of the first and second areas and leave the other applications for a more advanced tutorial. Here you can the technical paper published by Anthropic about Claude 3 model family. If interested, you can go through this paper for technical details of the model. In this video, we only briefly discuss the main results. The most significant achievement of Claude model is the higher intelligence than GPT and Gemini models. As we can see in this table, Claude 3 achieves superior performance in all metrics compared to GPT-4 and Gemini Ultra Pro models. This is a great selling point for Claude. There are 3 metrics where Claude 3 provides a significant improvement. In graduate-level reasoning, the Opus model has 50.4% accuracy, which is much higher than 35.7% accuracy of GPT-4. In multilingual math, the Opus model achieves 90.7%, while the best results was for Gemini Ultra, with only 79% accuracy. Finally, in coding, the Opus model features 84.9% accuracy, which is much higher than accuracy of the GPT-4 and Gemini Ultra models. Claude also offers strong vision capabilities. As we can see in this table, its accuracy is better or very close to the best results provided by GPT and Gemini models. Earlier versions of Claude models sometimes declined requests in ways that implied they didn't fully grasp the context. Claude 3, however, has made significant improvements in understanding and responding appropriately to such requests. The refusal rate has been reduced by nearly a factor of 2. Currently, all 3 versions of Claude model are available to users. Opus, which is the most powerful model in the family, is available for Claude Pro subscribers. Sonnet is available for free through Claude Auto AI website. Haiku, which is the simplest model of Tisa's family, has also recently made available. Before we continue, it is good to learn some basic concepts in Claude models. The text that we give to Claude is called prompt. It is usually in the form of questions or some instructions. The text that Claude responds with is called a response or output. You can see an example here that shows the user prompt in Claude Assistant response. In this video, we will learn about different formats of prompts and many tips that we can use to get effective results. The next concept that we should learn is the token. A token is the smallest individual unit of a language model. The input text to the model is encoded to a series of tokens and then are processed. For Claude 3, a token are roughly 3.5 English characters. Another fundamental concept is called context window, which is the maximum length of prompts permitted by the language model. For Claude 3 is around 200K tokens. For personal simple uses, we can use free versions of Claude. However, for more advanced tasks, more tokens can be required. The cost of using Claude 3 is determined by the number of tokens in the input and output. For Opus, the cost is $15 for 1 million of input tokens and $75 for 1 million of output tokens. Okay, now let's learn how to get access to Claude models. It is very easy and straightforward. First, go to www.anthropic.com/Claude. Click on Try Claude. Enter an email address and choose to password to create an account. You can also use your Gmail to sign in. After you signed in, you can see a window like this. You can enter your text prompts and attach images that you like Claude process. That's it. You can basically chat with Claude like a human. Ask questions and give instructions. But to benefit from using Claude, we should learn how to effectively interact with it. I'm going to discuss some useful tips to chat with Claude. Tip 1. Provide detailed context and instructions. In this example, you can see how the user defines the task for Claude in a detailed way. First, the user specifies the context. Then explains in 3 steps how to do the task, and then presents the task that should be processed by Claude. Also, note that the format that is used to present the text to Claude. Tip 2. Use numbered lists or bullet points. In the example, we can see 3 steps that user has defined the task for Claude. Also, note the format of presenting the text as the chapter. This is an XML tag that we'll soon discuss in more details. Tip 3. Be specific about what you want. In this example, we can see how this tip is applied. First, the user asks, "Who is the best actor of all time?" Then the user makes the query more specific by commenting, "Yes, there are differing opinions, but if you absolutely had to pick one actor, who would it be?" Tip 4. Define a role for Claude. We define a role for Claude, like a teacher, a professor, a business advisor, and so on. This lets us to control the way Claude will present its response. You can see how a role can be assigned to Claude. When to use this technique. There are many situations that assigning a role to Claude can be very useful. Highly technical tasks, specific communication styles, and enhancing baseline performance. We can see an example here. In the first prompt, the user assigned the role of a kindergarten teacher to Claude and asked it to explain why the sky is blue to your students. In the second, the role of Claude is changed to a physics professor. Check and compare responsive Claude in these 2 cases. Tip 5. Ask Claude to think. For complex tasks, it's usually better to let Claude think through the problem step by step. This leads to more accurate responses. We can use this approach by including the term "think step by step" in the prompt. We can see an example here that the user has asked Claude to compare 2 actors by thinking step by step. Note the output format of Claude. Tip 6. Use XML tags. Claude is particularly familiar with prompts that have XML tags. Actually, as it has been exposed to such prompts during training. XML tags are angle bracket tags, which come in pairs and consist of an opening tag and a closing tag. We can see the format that a tag is used. Let's see an example. Here is an example of a prompt comprising 3 XML tags. User has defined 3 XML tags for document, instructions, and example sections of the prompt. Check formatting of the tags. This can be useful for your own projects. Tip 7. Chain prompts. For complex tasks, it is better to break them down into multiple smaller tasks which are chained. This helps Claude to provide more accurate results. It is recommended to use very simple subtasks. Let's see an example to learn how chain prompts can be implemented. The first prompt opens up the conversation, asking Claude to lay down the foundational knowledge about quantum computing. Building on Claude's response to the first prompt, this second prompt asks for a deeper understanding of how quantum computing operates differently. The third prompt shifts the focus towards the challenges and future implications of quantum computing. It asks Claude to speculate based on current trends and challenges, encouraging a forward-looking perspective on how overcoming these hurdles could shape the future of technology. Tip 8. Pre-fill Claude's response. This technique allows you to direct Claude's actions, control the output format, and even help Claude stay in character during role-play scenarios. This prompt sets the stage for Claude to provide specific gardening advice, pre-filled with a starting point about beginning with a small garden. It then guides Claude to elaborate on the next logical step in planning a garden, focusing on the selection of a suitable location. This approach helps ensure that the response is focused and relevant to the topic at hand. Tip 9. Ask Claude to rewrite. In many situations, that output of Claude is not exactly what we expect. We can ask it to rewrite the output with a new style that's set. We can also use this approach if we'd like to check a second output to select the best one, if we are unsure that the primary output is correct and we'd like that Claude double-check it for us. Here we can see an example that the user has asked Claude to rewrite its answer in a new style. The first output is a list-style response, while it is rewritten as a brief paragraph-style response. So far, we learned how to effectively interact with Claude using text prompts. Now, we want to learn about vision capabilities of Claude and learn to interact with it through images, in addition to text. If you have found this video interesting, subscribe to not miss the future videos. Claude 3 family of models have new capability of processing images. We can add images through our text prompt as an attached file. We can also simply drag and drop an image to the window. We can see two examples here that show how one or two images are included in the prompt. We can use successive prompts to make some analysis based on multiple images. Check this example. In the first prompt, two images A and B are presented to Claude, and it is asked to comment about their differences. In the second prompt, two other images, C and D, are presented, and it is asked if these are similar to the first two images. Now let's learn some tips for using images in Claude. Tip 1. Image clarity. We should use images that are clear and of high quality. It is recommended to avoid using unclear, blurred, rotated, low quality, or very small images. These can lead to incorrect response by Claude. Tip 2. Image placement. Claude works best when images come before text. We have seen this formatting in previous examples. If we put images after the text in the prompt, in most cases we can still get good results, but the accuracy might be lower. Tip 3. Text in image. If our image contains important text, for example, a text that we want to be identified and processed by Claude, we should make sure it is legible and not too small. We should use images with clear text. Also, note that we should not crop parts of the image that contain key visual context just to enlarge the text. Tip 4. Multiple images. We can use up to 5 images in a prompt if using Claude, DALL-E, or up to 20 if we are using an API. You can see the prompt format, which includes 5 images. Tip 5. Counting objects in image. A popular processing of images by any large language model, including Claude, is to count the number a specific object in the image. Claude has capability to count the objects when there are few objects, but its results can be unreliable when there are many objects in the image. Tip 6. People identification. Claude cannot be used to identify people in images. This is against its ethical codes, and if asked for it, Claude will refuse to do so. Tip 7. Spatial reasoning. Claude has limited spatial reasoning abilities. It can have problem with tasks requiring precise localization or layouts. For example, it cannot be used to find exact position of chess pieces. It cannot give you in playing such games. Tip 8. Image formats and size. Claude currently supports JPEG, PNG, GIF, and WebP image formats. If the image that we want to process has a different format, we should change its format. There are many free online tools to do this. Tip 9. Image editing or generation. Claude is an image understanding model only. Claude cannot edit or manipulate images. Claude cannot generate or create images. We should remember these points. This is the end of our tutorial on Claude for beginners. We learned how to get started and interact with Claude using text and images. I plan to continue creating such videos in future. Subscribe to stay tuned on future updates. Thank you.